You know, when I meet people in the street whom I don't know, who are coming along with some friend of mine, and I get introduced as the guy who invented video games, the first question always is, which game did you invent? Hoping to hear that I came up with Pac-Man or something else from their long-lost youth, right? And when I say no, I came up with a concept of video games, of playing games on home television set, eyes glaze over, and the conversation turns to the weather, right? Because a concept, what's a concept? Who has a concept of a concept?
When Space War was written, the patent office wouldn't allow patents for software, and the copyright office thought that only books could be copyrighted. We didn't worry particularly about the fact that there wasn't any way to protect it. By and large, it was more of, look at what I've done, and here's how I did it.
Back in those days, you worked at a big company, you stayed there your whole life, and you got a gold watch, and you got retirement and a pension, and Nolan was showing that away by quitting and going to a startup company.
I started basically in the middle 60s playing video games on big computers. After I graduated, I determined that someday I was going to build a video game for the masses.
The numbers at Atari went something like 400 million, $1.1 billion, $1.8 billion in 3 years. It grew so fast that it really outran its systems. Is this a fad? We asked ourselves that question. It's not like it never occurred to us to ask the question. We asked the question over and over again, and the numbers said it wasn't.
The amount of money that was being poured into the cash boxes of the arcade games was astounding.
Initially, there were only like 25 or 30 people in the world doing what we were doing. And it was hard to find other people who could do it, or they would have, because they didn't want to pay us so much money.
Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Making a video game is hard all by itself, and making something that's fun is 1,000 times harder. There were a lot of bad games made in that period.
And the public was disappointed, and the public had a right to be disappointed.
But by the end of 1982, things are starting to come undone. The paralysis that killed the big ones first spread pretty darn quickly, and it's been spreading ever since.
Activision was founded in 1979 on a 5-year plan. The 5-year plan showed home computers overtaking video games in about 5 years. What we didn't see is the curve in the middle 5 years where the video games went about a mile high. Instead of having this gentle curve coming up and this gentle curve coming down, the video game curve went to there and came down, crashing down.
The fact is, the industry, which had grown like a rocket, fell back dramatically, but the basic business didn't go away. I mean, along came Nintendo with the new system, and you can look at the numbers as well as I can, and there was a huge drop-off. And then the business slowly but surely started to build back up, and is bigger than ever now.